Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are back with another Wellesley related content.
Okay, so today we're going to be explaining what we wish we knew about Wellesley before we came here. So we tried to come up with all the things we wish we knew. If we forget any, maybe you'll find out, maybe you won't.
Yeah, stay tuned. Both of us are going to be giving like our different views on this because she's a vegetarian and I'm not. Okay, but from my perspective, I mean, before like coming here, I researched a bit and a lot of people said that like the food kind of gets worse as the year progresses by. But in my opinion, I don't really see that, I guess. And the food is definitely better than what I expected. I think I do tend to eat more here than what I used to back home, but I think Kamya has things to say otherwise.
I'm vegetarian, like Rachel mentioned, and I'm also a picky eater, so for me it's been a bit more of a struggle. I think the food is, like, I agree with Rachel, like it's definitely better than I expected it would be. However, it is harder for me to find things that I can eat. Like we have Stone D, which is the vegetarian dining hall. And then obviously like every dining hall has things that you can eat, whether it's like a sandwich or like pasta, but it's also just hard to find. Like I don't really get my nutrients, I know that. And unlike Rachel, I eat significantly less food and I know that. So for me personally, it's not great. But then there comes the thing of like understanding the food system within Wellesley. So you have your flex points and you also have like swipes. So you can go into all the dining halls, but we also have things like Colin's Cafe, the Leaky Beaker, Emporium. And at these places, you can use your flex points. So those are 75 points per semester. And then you can just go in, like, get candy. You can get snacks. Like, the Leaky Beaker has, like, actual food, like ramen and stuff as well. And you can even get soups or, like, fresh-baked items. And then at the Leaky Beaker, specifically, you can also just use your meal swipe. So instead of having to use your flex points, it's like there's one fridge that's closed, but in it, it'll have, like, salads, sandwiches, wraps, like a bunch of stuff, overnight oats, and then you can pick one thing a day and you can grab it and then it'll just swipe your card, and then that's it. Like you don't have to pay extra for it or anything.
Again, we come from very different places. I'm from a warm place and Kamya's from a cold place.
She's a Guamite.
No, that's not what they
She's a Guamite. I'm a Minnesotan. So for Minnesota, obviously, it's a very, very cold climate, especially compared to Guam. And for me, I found that the weather's fine. The thing to understand is Boston is a wet cold, and there's different types of cold, but because it's a wet cold, it's like, if it's even like 50 degrees sometimes, it can feel like you can feel it in your bones. So it's like you wear a coat longer than you expect to. I think the weather also fluctuates a lot. Like, in the beginning of the year, it was in the 80s for, like, 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it was in the 40s. And it just, like, jumps around. So that's just another thing to be aware of.
Mm-hmm. For me, it definitely is cold. Like, it's supposed to be spring right now, and I could see that the temperature is becoming warmer than, like, before winter break or, like, in the beginning of this semester. But I still kind of find it chilly. But again, like if you just come prepared with enough like clothing, coats, stuff like that, then I think you should be okay. And I think your body just also kind of has to get used to the weather, so it shouldn't be like too big of a worry, but just make sure to be prepared.
It hit 16, she was like, guys, it's cold. Guys, it's cold. There's a couple things that I think everyone it's just important to realize. Number one, there's no fast food. The town of Wellesley itself doesn't really have fast food. So it's not like you can just walk into the Ville and go get McDonald's or Popeyes or whatever you want.
By the way, watch the Ville video.
But, so that's just something that's important. And then you can get stuff delivered. Like we've attempted getting Chipotle delivered. I've had my run-ins with Panera. So the thing is, getting delivered is really difficult. Oftentimes, like if you live in the Quint, for example, you put the Quint address and for some reason DoorDash drivers like can't find it. Like, I don't know what the issue is. Like, I was sick, ordered soup from Panera, never got the soup. We ordered Chipotle. The guy put it in, like, the most random little door. We don't even know how he was able to get there. Teresa has a question.
Yes, Teresa.
Yes, Teresa.
Where's the Chipotle?
We don't know. Oh. I think it's in
where
Natick.
is it?
I think it's in Natick. It's not even in
But we
Wellesley.
did have to pay, like, a pretty expensive, like, delivery fee, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's kind of far away. Yeah.
Like, you can get stuff delivered. It's just not great. So
It's not trustworthy, I would say.
Yeah. There's a lot, like, I think every time, the only place that has delivered that I've been like, okay, great, and not worried has been Sing's Cafe.
Yeah.
And that's because they are within 5 miles of Wellesley, and if you call them, they'll deliver to you for free, and they know what the college campus is like. We love Sing's Cafe here.
Shout out to Sing's
Shout
Cafe.
out to Sing's.
It's good. It's good.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah. Wellesley, very expensive suburb. So, like, don't expect to come here and then be able to just go out and eat in the town of Wellesley all the time, or because that's not realistic. Maybe at Starbucks, maybe at Tate, but I wouldn't go that far. And then the last thing is that just keep in mind it's a commitment to go to, like, the groceries or CVS, because both of them are, like, in that second part of the Ville that I mentioned in the Ville video. So it's like 15-20 minute walk, if not more. So it's obviously accessible. Like, I want to make that clear. It's very accessible. You can get there. Just keep in mind that, like, to get there is a commitment. Like, you have to decide, like, hey, I'm going to go get groceries today. Take, like, an hour or more. Be like, okay, going to the groceries, doing things, stuff like that.
I'm very sensitive with my water taste. So before coming here, I was like, okay, I might need, like, a water filter, like a Brita.
Brita?
But I don't think you really need it. I mean, my roommate has one. It's, like, literally just in the corner of the room right now. Do you guys? Did you guys bring one?
I brought a Brita.
Do you guys use it?
I haven't opened it.
Yeah. Do you have one?
I didn't bring one, but I think the water tastes kind of gross.
Where do you get your water from?
Yeah, where do you get your water?
Bates Dining Hall sometimes is bad.
Like
Or
Dude, the gross water to you is the stuff that Rachel loves.
Okay, well, I guess people have
It
different...
depends on the day, actually. Like, today it was kind of bad.
Really? I guess I'm not sensitive then.
Yeah, apparently you're just not sensitive.
I'm just not sensitive. Okay, but...
No, you know.
You were sensitive in the beginning of the year because all you drink was lemon water.
Yeah.
That was also a story.
Yeah. For me, at least, I'm not really needing like a water filter, and there's also, like, places to fill your water around, like, everywhere. There's one in my dorm as well. So
And those places are the filter ones, not just like okay, hold it at
the
end.
water
It's like
fountain one. Yeah. Make sure to bring a water bottle, you know?
Or multiple.
Stay hydrated. All right. And then this might be, like, an obvious one, but make sure to bring good shower shoes. Make sure to have good shower shoes. As much as we want the bathrooms to be clean and the people to, you know, be responsible after themselves, it really doesn't work that way. So the shower floors can get dirty most of the time. So I highly recommend to bring good shower shoes. And at first, the idea of showering with shoes on, honestly, like, made me disgusted before coming here. But after coming to college, like, not wearing them is actually more disgusting than the idea of showering with shoes. So I highly recommend you bring shower shoes.
Also, to everyone who is not in college yet, who is able to shower and have that luxury to shower without shoes, I really want you to cherish these moments.
Literally.
I really want, because the first time I showered, I was in a hotel room with my parents when they came to pick me up for Friends and Family Weekend.
Yeah.
I showered without shoes, and I literally thought I had an awakening.
No, yeah. Literally. So make sure to be grateful to shower without shower shoes. And in terms of the dorm room sizes, so a lot of people say that the West Campus is generally, like, smaller than the East Campus. Kamya and I are both on the West, Teresa's on the East, and Teresa's room is definitely bigger than our room. But even if the sizes are different, I would say it's not as small as people make it sound like. So, yeah, I mean, I think coming in as a first year, you don't get to choose where you live, so you would have to just kind of be living in wherever you are placed in, but I think it's still livable, you know? But honestly, would I want to live on West Campus again? Probably not.
I personally do want to live on West Side. I think it's about just owning your space. I think you just have a lot.
Okay, I do have a lot of stuff, that's for sure.
And you also like to buy more.
Okay, no. I don't buy things anymore, guys. Like,
good recognition. Anymore.
Anymore. Yeah, I know how to limit myself, so.
I want to show them your sunrise lamp. Your sunrise
The sun
lamp?
lamp?
The sun lamp?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing you've ever bought.
No. Okay. Okay. Speaking of sun lamp, so during the peak winter season here, the sun, including daylight saving and everything, the sun sets at what, 4 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
And I even took vitamin D pills.
No, you're taking care of your health. That's important, Rachel.
But yeah, so whatever, if you have a sun lamp, I'm not judging you. I respect your decisions. If you need it, like me, then you need it.
It's this little thingy.
It's
you put it and then it'll show the sunrise.
It's you see a yellow circle, so it's it acts like a sun.
Oh, I forgot I'm not in it.
No, guys, seasonal depression is real. I'm telling you.
It could also be you're from Guam.
Well, yes, but
you're from a beach.
Okay. No, but okay. And I think, whatever suits you. Don't make anyone like Kamya judge you, okay?
You don't understand. She used it twice.
Okay, that's true. It kind of broke, but
link it in the description, so if you want to buy the lamp, go ahead.
Okay, anyway, going back. Make sure to come prepared. Buy actual winter clothes and don't buy Uggs.
Why?
Because I feel like the Ugg boots get really slippery. And okay, a lot of people did say that this year in Boston, it didn't snow as much as it used to, and it didn't get as cold as it's supposed to be. So I guess I was kind of lucky in that sense. But I feel like if we got more snow, or the regular snow that Boston usually gets around winter time, I don't think my current Ugg boots would have been able to save me, I guess. I don't think I'll be able to walk. And even with my Ugg boots, sometimes I would slip down the hill a little bit.
More than sometimes.
Well, apparently more than sometimes.
But if you do have Uggs, you can do the thing where you find a little buddy you can link, and then you can just walk together.
If you don't have a buddy by any chance, okay, well then buy Uggs if you want. If you want, buy Uggs. But what I'm saying, I think buying other brand of boots that are worth the same price can actually be more helpful. Teresa, what type of boots do you have?
I have Ugg boots.
Well, Teresa has Ugg boots too, apparently. So if you already have Uggs, maybe don't throw it away, okay?
Someone already threw it away.
They're no.
They're okay.
When the people at home were asking me where I'm going for college, I would say, I'm going to Boston. I lied to them. Wellesley is not in Boston. It's, I would say 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
Because we have buses and everything, but with traffic, sometimes it takes an hour or whatever. So for round trip, it would usually take 2 hours, and I don't know, I guess a lot of people will think that it's nearby, but considering you have classes and extracurriculars, and taking time out of your daily life to kind of go to Boston is kind of harder than you think, I would say. So just kind of keep that in mind and just know that Wellesley is not necessarily in Boston, because that's what I thought coming here. But on the bright side, though, the transportation is very nicely done at Wellesley. So there's like the buses schedules and everything that allow you to, you know, make different stops at Boston and just get off wherever you want to go. So, you know, it is still possible, but just keep in mind that it may take longer than what you expect before.
I think there is this understanding of Wellesley is an academically rigorous institution, and that is the institution you're attending. I think a lot of people come and they don't expect it to be as difficult as it is, which I think is a surprise. I did not have that experience. I thought it would be harder than it was, but I also went to a very academically rigorous high school.
For me, it's hard.
I think it's a challenge, but I also think that, like, rigor-wise, I've had harder, if that makes sense. But I think everyone has had different backgrounds, so everyone feels different things. It's important to know that, like, Wellesley feels like a big school and a small school in different ways. I think, especially as a first year, because you don't know many people and, like, you're so new to the environment, it can feel like a big school. I think when it comes to academics, it can feel like a big school. I think the only time I have felt like it's a small school is when it comes to social stuff. You don't realize, like, how interwoven all the connections you make are until you get here and you're, like, living it. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, all right, me and Teresa had never met before. All right, I live with Rachel. Rachel's friends with Teresa.
Okay, well, she doesn't really live with me, guys, okay? Context-wise, we're not roommates, okay?
We're not roommates. It's just, like, I used to live on the same floor as Rachel, so, like, obviously we're best friends. Like, we spend a lot of time together. And, like, Rachel's friends with Teresa. I took BizChem 116 for a semester, and that class was a classmate. That classmate happens to be Teresa's roommate. And, like, that doesn't seem like a big connection, but you realize, like, after your first semester here is, like, you've somehow in some way heard of every person or are connected to every person, it feels like. That can be great because it's, like, you already have so many connections with people, but also sometimes that can make it difficult because it's, like, if you have a situation that isn't as great that happens or goes down, which is natural, like, life isn't always going to be great, it is harder to kind of distance yourself and to, like, be able to set different boundaries. When you're coming here, you're coming to a really tight-knit community, but part of that is also, like, the people you're going to meet, it can be hard to separate because everyone knows everyone. I think if I had known that, I would have been a lot more careful with my heart and a lot more, and I know that sounds cheesy, but, like, it's
I'm just kidding.
Moving on to a happier note, we're going to move on to academics. So something to keep in mind, the Wellesley professors, like, I'd heard the Wellesley professors were, like, amazing people. I didn't, like, truly grasp that until I got here. Like, genuinely, I cannot speak highly enough to my professors. Like, they care about you so much as a person. Like, if you are struggling, just be so candid. Like, these people, I guarantee you, care about you, and they will do whatever they can to help you, and, like, they want to see you succeed. They will change your life, and I'm not saying that, like, I don't say that lightly. Like, they've already changed mine, and I know they've changed so many people's here. So it's truly, like, you're not going to find these kinds of professors anywhere else, and I stand by that.
Continuing on with, I'm sure that now your class registration date will be soon before coming to Wellesley for your first year courses. And it definitely can be stressful, especially if you don't know how the system works and everything. Like right now for us, our class registration date for next school year is coming up. And it definitely is stressful because you're just given, like, a huge time slot for the day, and, you know, it's like a first come first serve basis, obviously. And, you know, one of the good things about Wellesley is the small classes, but that can also, you know, bite you when class registration comes because, like, it fills up really fast. And if you're trying to take a course that is popular and, like, a lot of first years try to take it, then, you know, it fills up really fast. So it can get really stressful, but just make sure to just, you know, kind of have backup courses in mind, and just, don't be lazy on class registration day. I think usually, like for us at least, we're given the time from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or something. Might as well just do it at 8 a.m. and get it over with. Like, get the classes you want and, just don't put it off until last minute. And a lot of you guys may be coming to Wellesley already knowing that we have the great opportunity to cross-register at MIT. And I do definitely think you should take advantage of this opportunity because it is not an opportunity that any other school has. But just keep in mind that it definitely is a commitment because MIT classes are usually also like 2 days a week, let's say, and like going out to MIT is a lot of time taken out of your day. Personally, I haven't cross-registered yet, but I am planning to soon. But my friends who are currently cross-registered tell me that they're not really able to do any like extracurriculars or any other thing on the same day you have an MIT class because commuting there and like coming back is already like a huge time commitment. And doing that like twice a week on top of like all your other homework assignments, like studying for exams or whatever, is very difficult to manage your time. But, just make sure to know that it definitely is like a huge commitment that you have to look forward to. But I do know that first years cannot cross-register in their first semester, but you can start cross-registering in your second semester, so your spring semester.
As you know, most likely, Wellesley is very diverse when it comes to gender, sexuality, etc. If you are straight, you will be the minority. I know that's obvious, just in case you somehow didn't know that, just so you know. As a straight person, I can confirm boyfriends are hard to come by. What's your thoughts, Rachel?
I agree. 100% agree. Teresa, what did you think?
How's that MIT boyfriend search going?
Okay.
We're talking about it all year and we've met no one.
Yeah. No. Okay. So there are like nearby schools, obviously, but it's just hard, guys. Yeah.
I think just like part of it too is like the type of people I feel like the school attracts for the most part, like people who are very goal oriented. And I think in general, I think from what I know from my other friends as well who are not straight, relationships can be difficult, especially because Wellesley, again, small school. But also I know a lot of relationships that are like incredible relationships. And be aware that like obviously it's fun to like want a relationship and everything, but also just keep in mind like if it doesn't work out, that's fine. There's plenty of things. People use dating apps all the time. Like there's other things, and you'll soon realize as well that like you're gonna get so wrapped up in all the extracurriculars and different people you meet here. Like you think that you're like, oh my god, I just want a boyfriend, and then you get here and then you're like, oh my god, there's so many cool things to do all the time that you're just like, oh, I'm actually really satisfied with my life.
Yeah.
So
just patiently wait, Yeah.
You'll find the one someday.
We believe in you.
We believe in you.
And just continuing on in terms of like the diversity aspect. So I think like that Wellesley is also very diverse in terms of race. Like I honestly didn't expect myself to see like this many Asians at this school, to be honest. And there's a lot of different like cultural organizations that are offered here. So no matter what race you are and no matter what culture you come from, I'm sure you will be able to find a place that can help you feel home. So I think in terms of that, like Wellesley is very diverse, if that was something you were, kind of wondering about.
This is gonna sound really silly, but I really just make sure you know how to ship things before you get here.
In terms of like mail.
In terms of mail, like how do you send a letter? How do you send a box? How do you ship things?
Yeah.
So the nice thing is, this is embarrassing. Me and this darling person right here, we didn't know how to ship things, so we walked all the way to the post office in the Ville.
I think it was like USPS, right?
Yeah. Got boxes, found out there's no tape there. Came all the way home. Packed, and then we went to Lulu because you can ship stuff from Lulu. Found this out after, by the way. Turns out you can ship stuff from Lulu. Great. You can ship up to 10 pounds. All right, and then you literally just pay for how much it weighs. So it is significantly cheaper to just ship from Lulu. Yeah. So here's our pro tip, okay? Get boxes from USPS and then just use those boxes to ship from Lulu. Because it is cheaper, it is also free box, and then you live happy and healthy, and everything works out.
Yeah. I guess, like, the one downside, though, of that would be that you don't really get a tracking number, obviously, because you're not shipping it from the official, like, USPS. But, you know, like, both of us sent things to different states and to different people, and they received it, no problem. So, you know, might as well just save your money. We're living on a budget as college student, guys.
Yeah, it's a very strict budget. And then the last main thing is that I think this is a common fact, but just really realize how safe this campus is. Like, I have never felt like unsafe walking around at night. I know so many people who at like 3 a.m. just walk around campus, like will literally walk across campus, like a 15-minute walk, like. And if you're not comfortable walking at night, there's escort vans. Like, genuinely, one of the safest places on the planet is our campus. Obviously, don't be stupid and like make smart choices, but also just keep in mind that like a lot of problems or fears you may have at a co-ed school or bigger schools you will not have here. Hopefully, that at least that's our experience. So just another important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think those were all that we have prepared for today's video, but we will be coming back with like more content because I know as me who was in your shoes right now, like I was really curious and wondering how like current Wellesley students' lives are like. So, you know, hopefully this kind of helped you out a little bit. And I just want to bring in the person who we were talking to outside of the camera, and she's Teresa.
Everyone has met Teresa in Rachel's Day in the Life. If you haven't watched Rachel's Day in the Life, go watch it. This is Teresa. This is our marketing executive. Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's just her role.
But basically what we're saying is Teresa is a huge help to our YouTube channel. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think that really wraps up today's video. We will be coming back soon with future Wellesley videos, so stay tuned. Bye!